Hey, Kingdom Dream Chasers. All right, so here we are. We want to be partnering with God in our business, right? Because there's no better partner to have. He knows the plans He has for us. He's the one who put the desires and the dreams in our hearts in the first place. And so He wants our businesses to be successful. He just wants us to do it with Him. When we walk with Him in our business, doors start opening. All right, because if we're walking with Him, that means we're walking in trust and we're walking in faith. When we're walking in doubt and fear, doors start closing. All right. So I needed to prepare you with that little statement because when what we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna talk very specifically today about how to grow your audience in a unique way. And some of you might have heard this before, but I'm going to give you some do's and don'ts when it comes to it. And I think if you don't follow some of these, then you're going to not want to pursue what can be a very lucrative and exciting opportunity for you and those you serve. So, um, all right, here we go. So, we're talking about growing your audience, and we're talking about doing it without paid ads or paid anything. So, how do you do that? Well, you look for people who have a similar audience to the audience that you serve. However, they don't sell what you sell. So, for example, if you're going to start a mentoring program or a coaching program, and you want to help people become happier in their marriage. All right. You're going to look for women, and maybe your ideal clients are Christian business women who sometimes, because of their entrepreneurial dreams, allow their work life to take over and they neglect their marriage. And it might not be in big dramatic ways, but it's in small enough ways that some of the intimacy in their marriage has started to kind of die out. And so you're like, whoa, I want to help these women. So you're a coach and you want to help these Christian business women to reignite the fire in their marriage and keep boundaries on their business so that they could both love their business and love their marriage. All right. So you want to help these women. So you're looking for other folks out there. They might have a podcast, they might have a Facebook group, they might have a big calling, and they have Christian businesswomen in their audience, but they don't offer anything to do with marriage coaching. All right. And so they might love it that you want to come into their space and for free offer a free workshop, something that's going to help them. All right. So this is what we're talking about. Now, let me give you another example. Let's say you're into wellness, okay, and you help busy moms. Okay, you help busy moms who are trying to juggle all the things with these little kids and running them into all their activities, and they're stressed. They might even have some postpartum, and they might even have a little depression, and their digestion's not really working right. They're sleeping really great, but you want them to have new energy and their digestive system to be working great so that they're sleeping great and they're really having the energy they need to care for these kids and run around and love their life, right? Well, you're looking for an audience. They might be a podcaster, they might be a faith-based group, but they have moms in their group, but they don't sell any wellness products. And they would love for you to come in and do a free masterclass, not pitching. Now I'm going to get to the do's and don'ts in a minute. But you come in and you get to offer a free masterclass on ways that young moms can find energy and vitality again. And maybe some help them to identify some red flags in their health that if they don't get a hold of them could really start to spiral down and start to affect their parenting, their marriage, their relationship with their children. Okay. So, what are some do's and don'ts on this? So the biggest thing is do this, right? This is free advertising. Now, you might be like, "Well, Gail, I have no idea what I would say." And I don't okay, well, all right, you can figure that out. You're excited about your wellness products or your marriage coaching, and you're excited about who you serve. So you probably already do kind of know, have a framework of things that you could do that give value and would help. And so you're going to suggest to this other person, hey, I've got something that I think I would love to collaborate. And I've got something that I think would create great value, could be of value to the people that you serve. And I would love to just offer it complimentary um, and just support you and your team. What do you think? You want to do a call and maybe talk about it? I would not be pitching. So here's a big thing. You don't want to pitch. Pitching means you're going to offer a product or a service during that live event. So they're basically opening up their audience to you, and you don't want to pitch. You just want to give value. But you're going to be telling your story so you can weave in, God has helped me to have a passion for business women and their marriages because I was struggling in my marriage. And I saw that one of the main points of contention in my marriage was how much time I was spending in my work, and there was some neglecting feelings going on and some, loss of priorities. And so I love helping women to reawaken the fire in their marriage because you know what? It makes you a much better entrepreneur. So right there, I don't have to tell them that I'm a marriage coach. All right. In that example, they just figured it out, right? And they understand also that my passion for helping other Christian businesswomen is because of what I went through. So I've just established credibility and authenticity, right? So that's what your story does. You make a regular. So the most important thing is to make a commitment to try this out. Make a list. That's the number one thing. Make a list of who these folks might be. All right. And then doing some digging. Number two, make a commitment to how many of these reach outs will you do a day or a week. All right. So, and then number three, make a goal. How many of these do I actually want to get booked? Like, I want to be booked on two a month or one a month, or right. My goal would be if I could get two a month, that would be awesome. Maybe the first month, I'm learning, I'll book one of these a month, and then maybe I'll book two. Um, but so you've set your goal, because you set a goal for how many reach outs you were going to do because you made a list. So to catch that, I just did it backwards for you. All right. What are the things to avoid with this? I gave you the biggest one already. Let them know you're not going to pitch, and then by all means, honor it. Nobody wants to. It's kind of like, um, have you ever had that experience where you invited someone to something and all they did was just sell? Like, and you were like, oh my gosh, why did I do this? I didn't mean to do this. Okay. Because you did not understand that that's what they were going to do. They might have thought the whole time that's what they were going to do. So you got to be so careful and communicative about exactly what the content's going to be like, how you're going to show up. You're going to share your story, and you're not going to pitch. And then ideally, you'll have something, and you'll even tell them, I'll have something free that I'm going to give away. So maybe you have like back to that marriage coach idea. Maybe you leave them with, and here's a little devotional, for Christian business women to help you with your marriage. Um, a 5-day devotional. I've got it free for you. Click it, and it's going to bless your week. I promise you. Um, so simple and easy, but you get their emails, right? And you've also been opened up to their whole audience. Um, Friend me on Facebook. I'd love to, connect with you. All right. So, um, another thing not to do, just because you send an email or a message, if that person doesn't reply, do not ghost them in return. You're the one, it's your business, and you're the one instigating this. You've got to follow up. So do not blow off. I had a recent experience where I had reached out to someone, I didn't hear back from them, and I was just going to let it go. And it's like, no, Gail, this is your business. You need to follow up. So I followed up and said, hey, I know life gets busy and I know email can get bombarded, but I just want to circle back to you and blah, 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 blah. Well, boom, they booked. So I wasn't going to follow up. Follow up is so crucial. So make sure that you are the one who's going to be doing the follow up. So what not to do is blowing off following up. Do not do that. Schedule it into your calendar when you're going to follow up. And always follow up with grace. Always give hey, I know how busy you are. I know how email gets, oh my gosh, I know how emails can get buried. So I just want to circle back with you, right? And then you might say to me, well, Gail, how often should I do that? Well, if you followed up, like let's say the week later, and then you still don't hear back, I would give it another maybe 3 weeks or so and just say, hey, circling back, I've got another spot in my calendar and I just wanted to reach out to you. Sometimes timing is everything. So I just wanted to try again, right? And then you could even go 2 months from that time, right? But keep following up until you get the big no, thank you, not interested. All right. So Let's do a little recap. If you want to grow your audience and you don't want to pay for ads, this is a no brainer. People have created spaces. Please hear me. People have created spaces on Facebook with audiences, and they would love to have someone come in and give value to that audience as long as it wasn't going to be pitchy or competitive with what they already offer. And so as long as you're finding, and there are tons of people out there that have smaller podcasts that would love to have you come on and talk about your passion for how you help people and the value that you can offer right then and there. Like, I'm going to offer your audience these three things. And if they implement these three things, their week is going to go so much better, right? Um, so, whatever it is. Now, as we wrap this conversation up, this is about having a collaborative mindset. That is a mindset that, so if you didn't hear this podcast episode before that I did, I went from being a solo entrepreneur mindset, basically the world according to Gail, it's up if it is to be, it's up to me, to a Christian entrepreneur where, okay, now I want to do this with God, but I don't really know how, so I'm just going to pray over my business. To a kingdom driven entrepreneur, like, okay, Lord, kingdom principles are you want me to work with you. I'm going to do this with you. And this business is for your glory. Lord, just bring women so that I can love on them and bless them and draw them to you. To a kingdom businesswoman. And a kingdom businesswoman has the mindset of collaboration. It's a heart posture. It's a heart posture of humility, knowing you can't do it alone, a heart posture of wanting to lift up other women because when you go into that group, you want to lift her up. You want to say, do you guys realize what an amazing leader you have here? Do you realize how amazing this person is? And you want to cite some reasons, specific reason, not just blowing hot air. Cite specific reasons. And so you want to show up and honor that person, thank them publicly and honor them publicly. And you are and let go of the outcome. Let go of the outcome. God is going to bless that heart posture all day long as a collaborative. Like, I want to collaborate with other kingdom businesswomen. I want to lift them up. I want to help bless their audience and let go of the outcome. And if blessings come, and here's what the amazing thing that happens. Um, what when you do this, sometimes you think that the return on your investment of time and loving on this audience is going to come directly from that audience. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's one person who heard about it and they ended up inviting you because they heard you did that, and it's their audience that blows it up. But if you wouldn't have gone and done it for that one audience, the other person would never have heard about it and the whole thing wouldn't have happened. So what I'm saying to you is trust that God knows the seeds that you're planting, and then you're going to water them and nurture them, and you're going to let him come up with the harvest where and in his perfect timing. So collaborations are huge. They're so important. And here's my last thing is a lot of times we don't enter into collaborations because we're afraid of of being rejected or something going wrong. And all those things can happen. But you know what? You're also keeping yourself from a lot of blessing. And we step into the mess. We're messy people. We're broken people. We're going to make mistakes. And we give grace and we step forward and we do it anyway. We do it in faith because we believe that's what God has called us to. Collaborate with each other, have fellowship with each other, lift each other up, support each other, have a humble servant's heart, and go serve. And the last thing I want you to hear is remember when I said be communicative about what's going to happen and what's not going to happen, because you need to be getting feedback. When these type of things go south, it's because someone had a different understanding. And it's because you didn't take the time or didn't have the courage to lay out in detail, this is what I'm going to bring. This is about how much time. This is what I'm thinking is going to happen. And does that sound right to you? Right. And get that confirmation. So you're both on the same page. Then you have a wonderful experience. When you don't take the time to dot those I's and cross those T's, then we're like, "Ooh, I thought something different was going to happen. I thought this was going to be different." Right. And then we're like, what did I even do this for? Well, you just didn't take the time. to be really communicative and lay it all out. Communication is crucial because we all have feelings and we all have thoughts, and we're often not on the same page. We're not viewing things the same way. So step into it, and you will get great blessing from it. You'll find great joy from it, but take heed on those things I encouraged you not to do and over communicate, and just say, look, I'm just reconfirming, so then making sure we're both on the same page and all's good. And I'm really looking forward to serving your community, and you will be so blessed. So it's a perfect way to grow your audience. Do not let fear tell you that you can't do this, because you absolutely can. You have a voice, you have a story. Go use it.